Hello everyone, it's me, Pixel, and with me there's a certain witch.
It's me. It's Sophie. I'm not the Witch of Big.
I did not say that, because you said it in red last time.
Yeah, I said it in red, so I'm not the Witch of Big.
Of course, she's the witch of she's the witch of sides, of course. Because she can also be
Do you want me
small.
to do it again? Do you want me to do it again?
Because she can
You
also
want me
be
to do it
small.
again?
That's why she also be small. Makes sense. See? Now she's small. Oh no, she's on my head. Oh no.
Okay, let me go back. Let me go back. Can you...
Wait. Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Like nothing happened.
Nothing
Hi
happened.
everyone.
Nobody
I'm
saw
Sophie, how's it
anything.
going? Nobody saw anything. It's just me and my brain rot for amazing stories. What were we talking?
That's not brain rot, because brain rot doesn't make sense. Brain rot has no sense or story, so yeah, it's the opposite. It's the opposite of brain rot. Think about it. Brain rot has no sense, okay?
Right.
So, or story or anything like that. So the opposite of a brain rot is something with a big story and all of that. So this is the opposite. What's the opposite of rot? What's the opposite of rot?
Flourish?
Brain flourish instead of brain rot? Brain rot? It's brain flourish.
Brain flourish. Brain flourish.
It's kind of a tongue twister, yes.
Okay.
But yeah.
Speaking of tongue twisters, last time in Umineko.
Okay, yeah, last time in Umineko, Furudo Erika. Yeah, I was too sure it was Furudo. Furudo Erika arrived, and she's the detective. And
she's the detective, yes.
And it makes me really want to slap her in the face, but yeah.
And you're just at the beginning. Imagine what happens next.
It's her way of talking that's annoying. That's the thing.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% with you there.
What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. Boom.
Okay. This is our summary for last time. Furudo Erika appears.
Furudo Erika appears, slaps,
and
what else?
Proceeds to immediately solve the epitaph in front of the
butler.
In front of the everyone.
Yeah, refuses to make it to give any explanation. Leaves. But yeah.
Yeah, that's Umineko.
We were in the middle of the explanation of the epitaph. Right. If I recall. Let's see.
I think so. But it was still kinda long, so I... Okay.
Let me...
Wait, can you go back for a sec?
Yes, I can.
This is why I don't like living in the middle of a scene.
But, yeah, but this scene was so long.
It was necessary.
No. There we go.
Why is Beatrice carrying out the grandfather's last wishes? Like the theory proposed in the first game, is she really grandfather's confidant, following his orders even after his death, and trying to select the successor with the riddle of the epitaph instead? That would mean that Beatrice really is a grandfather's trusted underling. And exactly the family alchemist she called herself in that letter. After grandfather's death, Beatrice would have managed the 10 tons of gold and taken the title of alchemist.
Okay, wait a moment.
Oh, right, they are in the... okay, they are outside of the game layer and
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
sea
yeah.
of fragments and talking about the epitaph so that the butler can solve it because Berkanstel already did, of course.
Of course.
And if that human didn't appear within a set time limit, that meant game over? Certainly, when Auntie Eva solved the riddle in the third game, she became the only survivor and automatically the final head of the Ushiromiya family, inheriting everything. Up to this moment, no one has ever survived past October 5th except Auntie Eva, the one who solved the epitaph. That was the only case where Beatrice let anyone survive. Is Beatrice's loyalty to grandfather the thing that drives her? Did grandfather give her some terrible order to kill everyone if the epitaph isn't solved? And she's so loyal that she faithfully carries that out?
I'm not too sure about that.
I must not stop thinking.
I don't think it's that simple, honestly. I think she's like forced to do that. Because it's... If she said it in previous chapters that she's like under Kinzo, under the epitaph. Not strictly under Kinzo. She's under the epitaph, under the influence of the epitaph. So, and she cannot act outside of it. Right? Didn't she say that? I recall her saying that. Beatrice saying that.
I'm not... I remember something like that, but I don't recall the exact words, honestly.
I
So it
think,
could be.
if I remember,
But-
she said that she's forced, in quote, forced, to act like under the influence of the epitaph. So it's not like she
mean,
wants
it
to,
could
but
be.
she have to.
I mean, it would make sense because the only way for her to get a form, a new form.
Yeah, it's
It's
to
by carrying out
revive.
the
It's to revive.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that would make sense.
And
that she's
also,
forced.
I think it also, it's not really explained, but it's like implied that if she wouldn't act like the epitaph, it would be like, how can I say that? It would be like saying that magic is not real, I think. Like, think about this. If I say something which you believe is magic and I act towards it, it's very convoluted argument, but follow me because it's gonna be long.
Okay.
Let's say I make an epitaph towards you, okay? And we both do believe in magic. And I say, okay, Offie, for having your real powers, you have to, I don't know, you have to do a karaoke stream, or else you will never be able to have your powers, of which
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Okay. If you and I say that I'm using magic for doing that, okay? If you
Okay.
do not do that, you won't have your magic.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
If you act like that is not true, it would be like saying that your principle of magic are not real, and you will be denying your own magic. I don't know if
Okay,
that
I see your
make
point.
any sense, but
No.
I think you.
Basically, if you say that I need to do something for my magic to be real, and I don't do that because
Yeah.
I don't think that my magic is real.
What
I
I'm
just
doing
want to-
is in the rule of magic, so of course.
Yeah. I'm basically denying magic overall.
Yes, exactly.
That doesn't work.
Exactly. So, like saying, if Beato denies the epitaph, which has been made within the rules of magic, it would be like saying that magic is not real. I don't know if you follow my argument here.
I did. I like it, actually.
I don't know. The game never said that, but I think it's kind of implied that she's forced to do that, because if she wouldn't, it would be like denying herself.
I get your point.
Because, and that's the only reason, way that I see this working, because we know that, okay, yes, Kinzo is very good at summoning, but it's not good at anything else. While Beato is like overpowered compared to him. So why is she under him for any other reason? And we also have seen her killing him. So, you know.
Sorry, I needed to say something that it's extremely important right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just because this degree of reasoning is possible, this is possible to understand for PixelBit.
What was this from? What was this from exactly?
Erika!
Erika said that? Okay, it was her. Okay, it was her saying it. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, yeah, that's it. That's the thing. That's all.
I like your reasoning.
It would be a good explanation on why the epitaph would work on her. In my head, at least. I don't know. That's my blue truth, at least. We'll see. It's not. It doesn't really need an explanation like that, but it's what I think it is. Works. By the way, I must not stop thinking.
Spin the chessboard, Butler. Okay. Game.
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I think I pushed the wrong button. I don't know.
Don't stop thinking. Don't just think of the riddle itself. Think about why it's significant. Why is Beatrice telling us to solve the epitaph? Why did she create such a confusing epitaph for us?
She did not. It's Kinzo.
If Beatrice makes us to try and solve this epitaph that we have no real chance of solving, and by some lucky chance a miracle occurs and someone is able to solve it, what significance does that have to her? I don't know what this miracle would be worth to Beato. We tried looking at it from several different angles, but in the end we got stuck there and made no further advances.
Oh, that's a yawn.
Maria let out an extra large yawn. This caused several other people to yawn.
Oh, of course.
We had been using our heads so much that everyone had gotten a little sleepy. Jessica, who had been silent and looking displeased the whole time, quickly stood up.
私はマリアと一緒に上へ行ってるぜ。テレビでも見てる。
Okay, you can say that you're angry. I mean...
そうだね。僕も上がるよ。そうだ。みんなで上でトランプでもしようか。
George saving the day. When George
As
proposed
always.
this, Maria completely forgot about that big yawn of hers and started jumping around, insisting that she wanted to play cards. Judging by the clock, it would soon be 10 at night. It was already about that time you normally take a bath and get ready for sleep. Even the adults seemed pretty wary from traveling. We decided to continue this later and went our separate ways.
エリカちゃんも一緒にどう？トランプ。
お気持ちだけで結構です。客人の分もわきまえず、ちょっと仕切りすぎました。今夜はおとなしく休もうと思います。自分が遭難者であることをすっかり忘れていましたから。
まったくだぜ。とても溺れてたとは思えない元気さだ。
Bless you.
Thank you.
若さね。
でも楽しかったわ。あなたのおかげで推理が一層進んだ気がする。もし私が黄金を見つけたら100万円くらい分けてあげるわ。
Yeah, sure. And I also have to believe that, Eva? Well, I don't think so.
せめて気前よく1億ぐらいドーンとは言えんのか。
結構です。私に興味があるのは謎解きだけですので、それではこれで失礼します。おやすみなさい。
おやすみ。
あら、バトラ君は上に行かないの？
俺はちょっともう少しここで考えをまとめてみます。第一の番を示す文字列さえ分かればきっと一気に道は開けると思うんすけどね。
This soundtrack is good. Everyone went up to the second floor one by one.
It's also new.
Yeah. Only Auntie Rosa remained behind, clearing up the coffee cups everyone had been drinking out of. Kirie-san and some other had offered to help. But since Auntie Rosa had refused this, she was washing them all alone. Since I'd just been treated to such delicious coffee, I decided to help too. I wasn't just doing it because I felt obligated. I wanted to keep discussing the epitaph with someone.
第一のローザおばさんはなんか思いつく文字列とか言葉あるっすか？
さあ、私には全然。でも第一の番じゃなくて第10の番はちょっと気になったかしら。
第10の番何ですか？
うん。
Journey end and you shall reach the home of gold. Ah, are they talking about the home of the gold part?
Yeah, yeah.
黄金鏡
So
って
this is a
単語何
different...
度も出てくるでしょ。
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
Honestly, I think this translation like this helps a little bit because in the other one it was always Golden Land in English. Having
Yeah,
home of the gold, which is same meaning
It's the same thing, but different.
but different, yeah. It's better in my opinion. At least you have your attention in there, in that point, in some way.
出てきますね。
なぜか第10の番だけ旅は終わり黄金の今日。いえ、里ね。
Kyo. There we
Kyo.
go. Also, this translation spelling out Ogon no Kyo.
Ogon no
Kyo
Kyo.
instead of Sato.
Yeah,
That helps.
that helps. That's
That
what
helps
I
out.
mean. That helps. That's why I noticed it when I replayed the third chapter in this version.
Right. Okay.
That would really help, honestly.
黄金の里へ至るだろうって書かれているの。
I would have never
Gotten.
gotten it, honestly.
どうしてここだけ黄金の里と書かれているのか気になってね。
本当だ。確かに。他はみんな黄金鏡って書かれてるのに。
Even though all of the
Wait a
rest
moment.
are written golden
Sorry,
and-
I pushed the button. I wanted to actually see. See, it's the 4 characters in Home of the Gold and 1 in Golden Land.
Ah. Mm.
本当だ。
Oof.
Well, right, it's separated. Right. Okay,
Yeah.
I get it. It's almost the same thing as the Kuchi in the shore the two will tell you off.
Yeah,
But where the kanji was the actual mouth.
yeah.
It's kind of that.
It's kinda that. Because no. Maybe here? There's no tips in this version. That's a shame. It's because it's in the main menu. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
kind of uncomfortable, honestly.
A little bit, yes. Even though all of the rest are written golden lead, the 10th Twilight is the only one where it's different, and Home of the Gold is written instead. I wonder if the world home has some kind of special
Okay,
meaning.
they are telling you
Yeah, this
now,
is Kyo.
basically.
This is literally Kyo.
They're basically telling you, okay.
I told you that answers, it's
しかし
basically, it
バ
gives
トラ君
you
とあのエ
everything.
リカちゃんって子はすごいわね。発想が本当に柔らかい。私なんかもうおばさんだから頭が全然回転しないのよ。今日の鍵の選び師6人は6文字を間引けという意味だという推理は見事だったわ。
The thing that made me realize that they were a letter to remove is when you discover, if you think about it, the key is 6 letters, okay? And then the first Twilight says the 6 chosen by the key.
Right.
At that point, you understand, wait, since it's 6, why is it 6 and it's 6 letters? These are letters to be removed from something, and that's what helps. That's also what helps.
そう聞かされちゃったらもうそうにしか思えないけれど、それまでは全然そうだと思わなかったものね。自分の頭の硬さが嫌になるわ。
Actually, you went so close about being the first one to solve the epitaph last time.
Yeah.
そんなことないっすよ。ローズおばさんだって頭十分柔らかいっすよ。その黄金の里って発見は何かの鍵になるかもしれないじゃないですか。
And I think it's also her that said that in the 3rd chapter.
Yes. That's that she said that, and she's the reason why Eva was actually able to solve it, because Rosa was getting stuck on the first Twilight as well.
私なんてついこの間までは第一の番というのは黄金鏡までの道中の10分の1の場所だとか思ってたんだから。
なんすかそれ。面白そうだから聞かせてくれませんか。
だって第一の番の前の行に黄金鏡へ旅立つべし、そして10日をかけて旅をするわけだから、これはその旅の途中のお話なんだろうと思ったの。
旅、確かに。
それで旅を始めて最初の一晩目のキャンプで6人を生贄に捧げて、ならその場所ってどこだろう。スタート地点から何キロ目なんてね、内緒よ。おばさんバカだから黄金の里のことずっと黄金の京って読んじゃってて。ほら、京って言うと京都みたいでしょ。だから、お父様の故郷から京都までの旅路の最初の10分の1の地点に何か秘密が隠され。
いや、
Okay.
めちゃくちゃ斬新っすよ。10日をかけての旅のそこの地名が鍵か。
それを知るには
Oh, okay,
ス
you
タート
got
地点
that.
とゴール
Okay.
地点がわから
No,
ない
I
からね。
did not got that, honestly.
No, but he's understanding that the place, the name of the place.
Ah,
It's not Kyoto, of course. It's Kilian.
yeah.
スタート地点は分かってるの。お父様が懐かしむ故郷は分かってる。
There we go.
Ah,
お
okay.
父様は少年時代をとても遠方で過ごされたのよ。でも問題はゴールの黄金鏡ね。一体どこのことなのかしら。それが分からなきゃ私の説もさっぱり。長いことここで行き詰まってたんだけど、今日のバトラ君たちの推理を聞いてて、やっぱり私の恥ずかしい。
いや、それはそれでスタートとゴール10日間の旅、その最初の一晩目の到達点。
案外バトラ君ならポロッと解けちゃったりしてね。もしおばさんのヒントで解けたなら1割の半分でもいいから分けっこしてね。約束よ。
Rosa, please.
Of course.
She gave me a wink and a smile, which almost made my heart jump a little, even though she was my aunt. As I helped her wash the coffee cups, I kept pondering the epitaph's riddle silently. rain! It's moving!
It's actually raining!
It's actually raining! After I finished helping Auntie Rosa and went into the corridor on my way to the bathroom, I saw Erika unlocking the door to her room on the way there.
あんたの部屋は2階じゃなかったか？てっきり上に上がってもう部屋で休んでるのかと思ってた。
She's gonna look for the Atlas, of course.
ちょっと探し物をしてまして、
Yeah.
ここにならあるのではないかと。
探し物？
Erika unlocked the door and opened it.
A 1986 Atlas.
A dusty smell drifted out. There we go. It was an archive. The distance between the bookshelves was too small for this to be called a library room. This was obviously a room made for storing books, not reading them.
探し物ってのは本なのか？
本と言いますか。まあ、資料です。どうしてもしたい調べ物がありまして。
碑文の謎に関する探し物か？まだ諦めてなかったとは殊勝なこったな。200億の黄金は魅力か？
I hadn't given up either. Apparently, we were both bad at giving up.
まさか、私にとって興味があるのは黄金を求めるのは推理が正しかったことの証明が欲しいからだけです。仮に見つけても猫ババなんてしませんのでご安心を。
She immediately dismissed the idea, saying that she just liked to solve riddles and had no interest in at all in the gold.
Sure.
My first impression of her had been that she was a bit of a weird one, and it looked like I hadn't been wrong. Erika started searching for the book she was after, slowly going around the bookshelves.
碑文の謎解きなら俺もまだ挑戦中だぜ。ああ、そうそう。さっきローザおばさんに第一の番のヒントになるかもしれない。
伺います。
Erika asked this without stopping her search or even turning to face me.
第一の番にの前の行に鍵を手にせし者は以下に従いうんぬんっての。
鍵を手にせし者は以下に従いて黄金郷へ旅立つべ。
ふう、もう暗記したのかよ。さすがだな。
それがどうかしたんですか？
黄金郷へ旅立つべし。ローザおばさんは第10の番、すなわち10日をかけて懐かしき故郷から黄金郷へということを連想したらしい。
実はそれは私も気づいてました。10日かかる旅路の1日目にたどり着く場所、そこから生贄を捧げる。
あ、
Oh wow!
ローザおばさんもまさにそれを想像。
実はそれは私も気づいて10日かかる旅路の1日目にそこから生贄を。
面白い推理だと俺も思う。10日の旅の初日にたどり着く場所、その土地、もしくは地名が鍵になるんじゃねえかってな。
地名が鍵になるのではないかという推測は私もしています。だから資料が見たいんです。推測を確信に変えるために。
あんた。
Then Erika's hand suddenly stopped and she was slowly pulled it out. Sorry. Then, and she dusted it off, she finally looked at me and spoke.
地図帳です。
Even the thunder in the background. An atlas.
An atlas. I really don't like Erika, but she's written so well.
No, it's true. She's annoying, but it's on purpose, of course.
Of course.
It's the know-it-all character, of course.
Natsuhi could be seen in the study, when she muttered as though to herself. A gold butterfly appeared and formed into a shape of a person. Sorry.
Every time there's something moving.
I'm too used to this game.
No,
being-
it's okay.
being
Butterflies moving, and I noticed now there's things still there in the background, like in your normal game, but still.
Yeah.
The rain's moving though in the window.
Wow!
このままぼんやりと過ごし、明日をしのげるとは思えん。
Have you already pet Beatrice today?
No,
Is it
I
required?
will do it now.
Okay. Also, pet Natsuhi as well, of course.
There we go. There we
Yeah,
go.
Anzi, good tortoise.
I will undo that. Just because you said it like that.
No.
去年の時点で相当の不信を持たれていたようだ。それにより膨れ上がった毒素は今やとぐろを巻くかのようにこの書斎を取り囲み、
去年から疑われていただけではないでしょうな。
そうですね。それだけでは説明がつかないくらいに毒素は濃密に練り上げられています。おそらく金蔵様の死を去年の時点から疑い、今年の会議にて暴こうという強い意志があったに違いありません。
去年の時点から騙しきれていなかったということですか。
残念ながらそうお考えになる方が、明日も台風はとどまり、迎えの船はあさってになります。つまりあと最低でも36時間を持ちこたえねばならないということ。
夏日の目には見えぬであろうが、この部屋を閉ざす密室結界は極めて強固なものだった。それが今夜だけでボロボロに擦り切れ、嵐を待つ枯葉のようなありさまだ。いいえ、まさに嵐の真っ只中。夏日様、私は密室結界を別のものに変えることを提案いたし。
別のものというのはどういう意味ですか。
Yeah, what's something else?
作戦を変えるという意味ですか。
さようでございます。私とワルギリア様で去年のものに近い結界を再
つまり去年のように金蔵を極力書斎の外に出し、毒素の影から影へと綱渡りをさせるという危険ではあるが、わらわもそれを提案したい。
何ですって、今さら作戦を変えるというのですか。
牢城では切り抜けられぬと分かった以上、城を捨てることも考えねばな。
この書斎はもはや敵兵に囲まれ、城壁さえも破られかけたし、座瀬は死を意味するならば、玉砕を求めて最後の出陣をするのも手でしょうな。降伏できぬ戦いでしょうから。
お父様の秘密は最後の最後まで、それを蹴取られれば言い繕う余地など何もない。主人の横領は白日のもとにさらされ、後ろ宮家の名誉は失墜します。
Well, and whose fault is that?
Not yours.
断固としてそれだけは防がねばなりません。
落ち着け。分かっておるわ。クラウスの錬金術はじきに大勢を迎える。今年を乗り切ればなんとかなるのだ。だからうろたえるでない。
Great Result should have been there at least 1 year ago, but yeah.
しかし去年と同じ手では無理だとして取った作戦がこの牢城なのですよ。一度は無理と切り捨てた作戦を再び選ぶのは愚の骨頂ではありませんか。一体今さらどういう筋書きを作るというのですか。
それは私とロノウェイで用意します。お任せを。幻想を生み出すのは魔女たちの夏日様はそのご許可をくださるだけで結構。お師匠様もロノウェイもこういう時は実に頼れるぞ。片翼のわしの使用人どもも家具としては優秀だ。お師匠様たちが魔法を再構築すればそれを守るために働くだろう。今からでも決して遅くはない。金蔵を書斎から出し、その幻想を歩き回らせよう。
その作戦を長く検討し、それでも有効なものが見出せなかったから牢城を選んだことを忘れましたか。急場にうろたえ軽々しく当初の作戦を投げ出すなど 愚かしいことです。
しかし夏日様、牢城ではもはやしのぎきれぬことは毒素の真っ只中で、それを感じ取っておられた夏日様が一番ご存知の。
私は牢城の方針は変えずに、なんとか他の作戦を考えられないかと提案します。とにかくこの部屋を密室に保ちさえすれば、誰もお父様の存在を否定はできないのです。開けることのできぬ猫箱の中身を断定することなど何人にもできないのですから。
猫箱。
確かに人間どもは不条理であるぞ。密閉した猫箱とてケーキの箱に群がるクロアリのように箱を食い破って中に入ることもあり得る。ベルンカステル教の駒も気になるしな。
エリカ様が晩餐の話題をさらってくださったのは幸いでした。おかげで今夜の親族会議をお開きにできる雰囲気を生み出してくれ。普段のように即座に親族会議となっていたら、今夜にも結界は破られていたかもしれません。
Oh, because they would have be starting discussing the Kinzo situation, of course.
しかしそのせいでより濃密に毒素は練り上げられました。明日まで練り上げられた毒素は密室結界をたやすく犯すでしょう。籠城を続けるにせよ、やめるにせよ。
I have a question.
Yes.
What's the magic explanation for Kinzo being there in chapter 4?
The magic explanation. I wonder. I think that the magic explanation could be that they just took his illusion and made him do stuff. I think that would work as a magic explanation.
Okay, and I mean, the human explanation is it's not really him, it's someone else, basically.
It's someone else who would inherit this name.
His name, yeah.
どちらにせよ新しい作戦と結界を用意しなくては明日は乗り越えられません。
密室結界を破るための何かの策があるのかもしれぬな。あのエリカというコマめ。
それを言えば例の19年前の復讐とかいう謎の男もベルンカステル教のコマ。
They're talking about Bernkastel like Natsui should know now that I think about it.
They don't care.
18のコマで均衡が取れていた盤面に望まぬコマが2つも追加された。イレギュラーが多すぎます。
ベルンカステル教は東洋趣味が終わりだったな。日本のチェス、将棋ではゲーム中に駒を追加することもできるというで。
ええ、可能ですよ。敵のキングの目の前に駒置き場より取り出したクイーンを置くことさえ将棋では許された。
Really? I didn't know that.
19年前を語る男はどうしているのでしょう。この島のどこかにすでに潜んでいるというのでしょうか。
You wanted to say something?
No, no.
I heard you like trying to say something, but I don't know.
No, no, I was reacting to Natsuki, sorry.
Okay.
あのエリカという少女が漂着と称して現れることができたのです。あの男もこの台風にもかかわらず島のどこかに上陸し息を潜めているのかもしれない。そして親族たちをもはや騙し切ることは難しく、どうしてこうもイレギュラーが重なるのですか。この悪夢と偶然の奇跡をどう説明すればいいというのですか。
Natsui's landed as card, held her head, and cringed at the pain from her overwhelming headache.
Ask Bernkastel. That's what you should know.
ベルンカステル教は奇跡を司るあの御人の前に イレギュラーと奇跡は驚くにも値せぬぞ。
将棋は確かにキングの真正面に敵の駒が突如現れることですが、だからこそそこに隙間を作らぬ完璧な陣形を作り、キングを守る芸術的な城を構築します。
ならばやはり籠城は正しいではありませんか。
こもりきれる籠城ならばいざ知れず、今はそれを期待できる段。
壁を背負わぬキングを詰めるのは難しく、四方を分けたキングを詰めるのはさらに困難だろう。ネズミで考えよ。カゴに閉じ込めたネズミを掴むことはできよう。しかし野に逃げ出したネズミを掴むことなど。
夏日様、どうか検討することのご許可を。金蔵様が書斎をお出になり、気まぐれに屋敷内を闊歩しながら親族の方々の目を逃れる、それが自然である筋書きを明朝までに考えます。
危険では。それくらいならお父様がこの部屋で機嫌を損ねられていることを演じ続けた方が。
明日にも親族の方々はこの書斎の前に詰めかけ、そこの扉一枚向こう側に詰めかけるのです。そこで夏日様は金蔵様と怒鳴り合いをしているかのようなふりを一体何時間続けられるというのですか。不可能です。
その不可能をなんとか36時間逃げ切らねばならないのです。やれと言うならやります。私は後宮夏日、後宮家当主の妻です。それをやれと言うなら、私は何日でもここでお父様と怒鳴り合いをしているところを演じましょう。
Even Natsuhi understood that there was no way she could manage it. But she could no longer see any chance of victory from a plan which involved making an illusion of Kinzo walk around. Banging on the desk several times, with tears of intense emotion streaming down her face, Natsuhi alternated between groaning from her headache and placing the blame on one thing or another. It was enough to make one feel that there was a curse which made anyone who sat in that chair do the same.
これは奥様が逃げる詰将棋ですな。詰将棋ですから相手のキングは決められた手数を逃げ切る以外に奥様に勝つ手はないのです。
その手数か。あと1日半もあるなんて多すぎます。
考えることをやめるでない。降参するでない。愚痴はわらわが聞こうぞ。だから音を上げるでないぞ。そなたの絶対にこの苦難を乗り越えようという絶対の意志が絶対の結果を紡ぎ、それこそが絶対の魔女の力。その魔力を失ってはならぬ。必ず乗り越えられると信じよ。きっと妙案は浮かぶ。だからそれを考えることを投げ出してはならぬ。
そうですね、分かっています。私が乗り越えねば。
そうとも、それを乗り越えてみせよと。そな金蔵はそなたなら託せると認めたのだ。
お父様、お父様。
お師匠様とロノウェが手は考える。もちろんわらわも考える。だが主であるそなたの許可なくばそれも許されぬ。だからせめてそなたは戦う意志を捨てるな。諦めるな。
分かってます、分かってます。でももう疲れ切ってしまって、頭痛が耐えられなくて、どうして私はこんなにも冷え切った書斎で、どうして主人は今。
That's a good question, honestly. That's a very good question.
Useless and spineless and just an useless man. So.
Yes. That's honestly, yes. Your husband should be there at least. At least him should be there.
Back when dinner ended, Kraus claimed to be dizzy and went to bed early.
I wonder one thing. Jessica doesn't know about all of this.
No.
And she never saw Kinzo in like 2 years and never even asked. I mean, she could have asked, but I don't think she...
I don't think she cares enough.
Probably.
She just
I
took
was
that
thinking...
as face value.
Yeah.
Of course, he had done this to get enough rest to ready himself for the long day ahead. But to Natsuhi right now, it felt as though he had just gone straight to sleep and pushed all of the burden onto her.
Because that's what he did.
Yeah. However, complaining about such a thing would mean that she failed as a wife.
What? What the fuck is this reasoning? That's... What? That doesn't make any sense.
I get her, but it's not a healthy reason.
No, listen, it's... How can that be her fault when it's totally... All of this, it's because Kraus used money that he did not have and gave his own... Not even his own, his father a house to someone.
I know.
And in all of this, is not even there to sustain his wife.
No, that's why I told you it's not a healthy mindset to have. But she's basically saying, "Oh, I don't get the right to bitch about this, because that would mean I failed."
Well,
wasn't it a good wife's duty to work hard and think of the family first, even when her husband was resting? Regretting even her anger at her husband, and unable to determine whom she should be angry at, Natsui continued to sob.
Kraus.
100%.
That's who you should be angry at.
If only Kinzo could just speak to her kindly at times like this. Beato searched for him, but Kinzo had been nowhere to be seen in the study for some time now. Perhaps Natsuhi had noticed this as well. Though she took pride in fighting alone and supporting from behind, thinking of those as responsibilities of a good wife. Without anyone to validate what she was doing and saying it was needed, she was now so frail that she couldn't even stop her own tears. Just as Beato was thinking of words that she could use to console Natsuhi, Virgilia tapped her lightly on the shoulder. If words of consolation don't come from the mouth of the right person, they can sometimes do more harm than good. Therefore, Virgilia silently urged Beato that saying nothing was the best course of action for now.
お取り込み中にごめんなさい。部外者だけど。
And of course.
発言いいかしら。ガープ、今は慎みなさい。いえ、この場にいる限り、部外者も客人もありません。発言を許します。ありがとう。さっきロノウェイは言ったわ。これは夏日が逃げる詰将棋だとね。詰将棋はどうして負けるの？キングがチェックメイトされるからでしょ。言われるまでもないわ。そして敵にはキングがない。だから夏日は自分のキングを逃がし続けるしかない。
なるほど、その手ですか。もうその時が来ましたか。
どういうことです？何か手があるというのですか？
夏日はゴールドスミスの死を隠す一番最初にそれを使う時が来たということよ。失踪ですか？
おー。
その一手を親族会議の今、危険すぎます。
After successfully resolving all of their problems, they would have to lay Kinzo to rest. And the way to do that...
That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry.
And the way to do that was to make him disappear. One day, Kinzo would go out into the forest and never return. They wouldn't be able to find him no matter how much they searched, so he would be declared missing.
さっきリーチェも言ったわ。野に逃れたネズミを捕まえることはできない。
Sometimes I read Riche the way Gab says it, like Richi, which is Richi is a move in Mahjong.
Ah, oh.
It's when you declare victory on the next move, basically. Not really like that,
it's
but
Uno. It's Uno.
yes, you can consider it Uno. When you miss only one piece, one
I see.
thingy. Tessera. Come cavolo si dice tessera?
Tile.
One tile.
Maybe?
Yes, one tile. Tile is correct.
Yay.
When you miss only one tile for the win, basically. And you specifically have to do that without relieving your tiles.
Ah.
You declare Richi. And if you win like that, you get a lot of points. Like a lot.
Oh, I see.
そして森に消えたゴールドスミスを捕らえることもね。それで言い逃れられると？この最も疑われた今にその一手を指すなど、まさに自殺にも等しい一手です。
疑われるでしょう。まさに疑惑と呼ばれるに等しい一手でしょう。しかしこの書斎に彼らが踏み込もうともぬけの殻、金蔵様を捕らえることは永遠に不可能で、その死はこれほどまでに疑わしいにもかかわらず、
36時間どころか永遠に金蔵の秘密を守ることができるんじゃない？もちろんそれにふさわしいリスクを背負うことになる。その一手を指せば確かにこの場を乗り切ることを失う名誉も計り知れぬぞ。それでも確実にこの場を乗り切れる一手よ。もちろん疑惑を大きく背負うわ。でも死なない。確かにそうですが、関東大震災で後ろ宮家は本当だったら滅んでいる。それを狂気の天才ゴールドスミスが再建して、あなたが守りたくなるくらいに立派に再建してみせたわ。なら今度はそれをあなたたち新しき当主夫妻がやってみせるべきなのよ。
ほう、そういう煽り方をなさいますか。
煽りじゃないわ。当主夫人としての覚悟を私は聞いているだけよ。泥をすすってでも後ろ宮家を守る覚悟があなたにはあるんでしょ？
I thought she was saying draw.
Durò, non spaccato.
There we go.
You cannot say draw and pretend that I do not say anything. You can't.
Draw.
Monstacado.
あります。今がその時よ。泥をすすって生き延びられるならいくらでも飲み干しなさい。
Did you hear?
I think it's I think it's dragged.
I think it's dragged. I don't know what that would be, but it's so similar.
Yeah, no, but I think that she's saying dragged or something like that.
Wait, what if I look it up for a sec?
Duro.
Maybe there's an actual dragged.
Monstacado.
Getting dragged into someone else's fight. Dragged into... No. No, I don't think that. No. No. I don't know. It could be that she says she's saying dragged. And we'll leave it at that. It's Gap, it's fine.
Yeah,
あ
yeah.
なたは苦界を這いずって生き延び、やがては必ず栄光を取り戻す。この序列第33位のガープがそれを約束してあげ。ガープ、私がこのタイミングでここへ遊びに来たのはきっとそれを望む偶然の神々のお導きでしょうよ。守ってあげる。後ろ宮夏日、対価は不要よ。あんたに仕えてるリーチェからすでにたっぷり前払いされてるわ。
Appa seemed quite cavalier, but she was actually possessed by a strong sense of duty.
Reach the one who serves you has already paid me plenty in advance. I'm not sure I want to
No,
know how she
no,
paid you, because I mean, you're
am
thinking
so
what I'm
sure.
thinking, right?
I'm just gonna say that I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of fan art like Beato X Gap. I am so certain. So
I
certain.
mean, she said it like that, and then she's half naked, so one can only assume, okay?
Sure.
She's one sneeze away from an accident, Gab. So yeah. If she sneezes, everything is gonna get out. Everything. And probably even if someone else sneezes in the same room. So yeah. I mean, how is that thing holding up? Only God knows. No, tell me, because I have no idea. And also she's going commando for sure.
Magic,
because
bitch.
also she's going commando for sure because it would be visible if she had any underwear over there.
It's magic, bitch.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Even the way they're up like that is magic because gravity doesn't hold them down. But yeah. By the way,
she was the kind of person who just couldn't leave someone in trouble alone. Aw.
前払いはて、わらわがいつ
that's great. She doesn't remember.
記憶にないぞ。
あなたがどこにしまったか思い出せないマジックアイテムの数々。随分とちょろまかせてもらってるもの。
Uh-huh. I don't know if this is better or worse, but okay.
見つからないのはやはりそなたの仕業だったか。返せ！幻の金水晶とムーンステッキ返せ！
Uh-huh. Yes, the moon stick, of course. This is Sailor Moon stuff, by the way.
Sailor Moon, right?
All of the Phantom Silver Crate and the Moon Stick, it's Sailor Moon items.
まだくっつけて遊んでないのに。
私から授けられる魔法と作戦はそんなところよ。ゴールドスミスを誰にも見つけられない世界へ私は隠すこと。
The way that Beato said that, it sounded like they were actual Sailor Moon collectibles, by the way, because she hasn't finished playing with them yet. So yeah.
They must have been like proplicas.
I mean, there's a very cool Sailor Moon Moonstick Proplica life size that it's amazing, and I kind of want it. If it wasn't that expensive, I would have bought it.
Proplicas are so expensive.
Yeah, but they are like better than those. They're the real one that actually works. So yeah, I mean, I understand the price.
I still have the Kingdom Hearts. Oh god, how is it called in English? Catena Regale.
Royal Chain, I think.
No, I think it has a Kingdom Chain. I mean the original Keyblade in Kingdom Hearts that has an amazing Proplica that actually lights up and projects a keyhole onto the wall. God damn it.
Yeah. I've seen that. Did I ever show you that Disney made a Kamen Rider belt and it kinda Kingdom Hearts like key with keys and all that? Did I ever?
No, you haven't.
I haven't.
No.
No. Okay. It's called Disney Imagination Belt. And it's a Kamen Rider belt, but with keys, and I think the keys are because of Kingdom Hearts. And whenever you plug every key got a theme, like there's one with Mickey Mouse and there's different characters. Even for the movies and stuff. And basically whenever you put the key in, you got the engine for different characters.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there's even a screen and all of that. I mean, it's something that's very expensive, but I can't understand why. There's an LCD screen on that thing.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Oh, you're googling
That's
it?
so cool. Yeah, I couldn't resist.
It's a very weird thing that Disney did that, but it's there. It exists.
It's there. It exists. I'm glad it exists.
By the way.
Disney Kamen Rider belt.
Yeah, it's literally that, and it's made by the same people that made the Kamen Rider belt. That's why it's also called like that. Disney went to Bandai and said, okay, so you see those guys that usually make Kamen Rider belts? Okay, let them make something for me now.
Oh, I actually found a fan art of Sora from Kingdom Hearts 3 wearing
Of
that
course there
belt.
is, because keys, of course it uses keys, and the connection is honestly
It's immediate.
immediate, yes. So it's like, well, what else uses key and there's Disney in it?
It's Kingdom Hearts.
It's definitely on purpose, of course.
Ah.
By the way,
確かに選択肢を残すことは心のゆとりを残すこと。心にゆとりなくして妙案も生まれぬも。
夏日様、夜は短くありません。ガープの手は最後の切り札とし、今は策を練りましょう。そのご許可をどうか。そして必ず成し遂げられるという信頼と魔力と絶対の信念を
あんたが信じれば私がそれを叶えるわ。あんたが疑えばそれも私が叶える。
oh, okay, it doesn't matter. I'll do whatever I want, basically.
未来あなたが作りなさい。
Having Kinzo go missing and doing it right in the middle of this family conference. That was truly a last resort. Hiding this final trump card in her heart, Natsui decided that she would grope around for a different plan until the last second. After all, this long, long night had only just begun.
Long, long
night! And it was long and not only for her. Ben Castle and their pieces had just as much time.
Do, 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 do.
足をえぐりてこれで完成だ。
Oh, he solved it.
なるほど。やはりえぐるとはそういう意味だったんですね。またしても私の推理は正解でした。
Of course, everything you do is perfect, Erica. Of course.
The feel of the last one was clearly different from all of the ones before, making the two of them almost certain that they had activated some sort of mechanism. However, as far as a quick glance could tell, there was no dramatic change, such as an entrance of some sort opening. Apparently, they would need to do just a little more before they could find it.
すげえよ、お前は。これで本当に黄金が見つかったら、俺とお前で山分けだ。
知的興奮を楽しめただけで十分で、私が好きなのは謎解きだけ。報酬はそれが正しかったことの証明だけで十分です。
This sentence alone is her. It's understand to understand her as a character.
As long as I know I'm smart, I'm good. Basically. And everyone else also know that I'm smart.
Yes.
I'm good.
Yeah. She shrugged it off, saying that just seeing the gold would be enough. Then she crouched down, peering fixedly at the gimmick that made up the key. It's no exaggeration at all to say that this girl really loves solving riddles. Her fondness for treasure hunting is fueled by romanticism regarding the process of finding hidden things. And she had no interest whatsoever in getting the treasure for herself and becoming a billionaire or whatever.
なるほど。よくもこんな仕掛けを。あなたたちの不運は私をこの島に迎えたことでしたね。ただ碑文がそこに存在するだけで、フルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。
Oh God, of course, and very modest
What do
as
you
well,
think?
of course.
What do you think, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
いかがですか？
いかがでしょうか皆様方。
There we go.
I truly can't stand her, but she's such a great card. But this is painful.
You want me
And
to
she
read?
said this. No, and she said this was the mechanism she had exposed as she printed it. That smile had a bit of triumph on it, but it was more fully characterized by a small bit of unpleasant disdain it contained. After solving the riddle, she was probably reveling in the pleasure of having won against the one who had proposed it, as well as the way she could now scoff at this person.
I only have one question. They talk about a mechanism, so they probably had to enter the solution into something, gouging and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
これで黄金が見つかれば次期当主はクラウスさんでなくあなたですね。
どうだろうな。
クラウスさんってちょっと傲慢な方じゃないですか。
A little bit? Just a little bit?
偉そうって言いますか。そのクラウスさんが一夜明けたらおいに黄金も次期当主の座もかっさらわれていたなんて。
Erika was still crouched down as she spoke. Her back to Butler, she toyed around with the mechanism.
ジェシカさんでしたっけ？私に意見した女の子。
うん。
あの子、自分の父親が次期当主だと彼女は今夜が明け、バトラさんが全ての黄金を受け継ぎ、自分の父親がもはや次期当主で亡くなったことを知ったら、
別に俺は200億を独り占めする。せいぜい1割ももらえりゃお腹いっぱいさ。あとは親族で仲良く分けりゃいい。次期当主なんてもっと興味がねえぜ。クラウスおじさんに喜んで。
果たしてそう簡単な話です。
I don't think it would be so simple. I don't think you can give it away that easily, honestly.
それを推理することよりは今はジェシカさんが明日どんな表情をしながらどんな負け惜しみを口にするかの方が。
お前性格悪いな。
おや、謎解きが好きという時点で推理できませんでした？私、人が隠すことを暴くのが好きな。
She said it! She said it! Oh god!
Intellectual rapists who enjoy exposing things that other people hide. Okay.
自分の謎解きもそうです。
This is her. Please understand that this is her. This is not gonna be pleasant.
Okay.
じいさまが満を持して隠した黄金を暴いてやりたかったんだろ。
ええ、最初はそうでしたが。
Also, no, not that she said it. Sorry, I'm speaking again.
Don't
But
worry.
I remember when I introduced Umineko to you, even before you asked me to play this together, I talked to you about Erika and just said that there's a character who calls herself an intellectual rapist.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I was wondering why right now when I read it, I was like, that reminds me of something. Where did I hear that already? It was probably that. And it was probably that. I was like, I'm sure I heard about this already. Why don't I remember the when? Maybe I was like, maybe there's another character that says something like that, and it's a reference. I don't know, and then that's why. Okay.
Oh, it was me like 1 year and a half ago talking to you about Umineko and fangirling all over the place. That was me. That's my fault.
途中から目的が変わりました。
途中？何？
ジェシカさんです。私の推理に口を挟み、高潔かつ高尚な時間を。
My sublime and noble moment. Okay.
だからあのジェシカという子に思い知らせたくて。
お前本気で言ってんの？
私は どんな相手でも屈服させる。それが私の唯一の優越。まだ推理必要ですか？後宮ジェシカは私をムカつかせた。だから私は身の程を思い知らせてやりたくて、そこから導かれる今の私の感情。推理可能ですか？
This time, I turned my back on her in earnest. Did I get so caught up in the fun of this riddle-solving game that I allowed her to lead me into making a terrible mistake? That's right. I could have worked out on that this would happen. With the riddle solved, the relatives would probably get into an uproar about who would be the successor to the head. Dad and Kirie-san will probably make a fuss about how I, the discoverer, should be the successor, and the other relatives, not thrilled with that prospect, will probably oppose them. Despite how adamant Erika was about it, it isn't written anywhere that the one who solves the riddle of the epitaph becomes the successor. Because of this, it will lead to a fight between those who are willing to accept that and those who aren't. To reason out what will happen next, as Erika suggested, it will probably turn into an ugly fight between Uncle Kraus and the rest of the relatives.
I mean, isn't that already happening? It wouldn't really change much, honestly.
When Jessica finds out I've solved the riddle, she will admire me or curse me. I don't want to think about that now. Erika was still mumbling. Apparently, she had already started trying to reason it out. As I began to feel very bad, I lazily gazed out into the blank night. Then, I looked at the dimly lit outdoor light and saw the silhouette of a person in front of it. I thought I must be seeing things. After all, it was unthinkable that someone would have been standing there the whole time, pounded upon by the rain even without even an umbrella. However, the silhouette didn't move an inch, and maybe... No, it couldn't be. It was looking at me. And it was...
Kinzo?
Grandfather. In the instant, I understood. Grandfather had probably been watching us solve the riddle the whole time. And he had seen us, bless you,
thank you,
as we spectacularly solved the entire riddle of the epitaph. Without a doubt, Grandfather smiled faintly. Grandfather, who had never worn any expression that wasn't moody or frightening, looked me in the face and smiled at me for the first time.
Sorry, but I know this is a serious moment, but I was... Grandfather never smiling in his own life. But in this moment...
In this moment... Almost as though he was saying to smart for your own good. Or else, I never thought it would be you. However, this was the result chosen by Grandfather's epitaph. So I was sure that the ex had accepted that result. He grinned one final time. Of course, I didn't use words. His smile seemed to be a silent expression of a single word. Superb. I didn't know how I should respond. I couldn't do anything but stand there in shock, ignoring Erika as she crouched down, mumbling with her back towards me. Then, Grandfather stretched a hand out from the folds of his cloak and pointed at something. When I looked in that direction, what I saw there, the thing he was pointing at was probably the guidepost to the Golden Land. Go. Grandfather had undoubtedly said that one word. I nodded to show that I understood. Seeing this, grandfather nodded back, satisfied. Then, with a spin of his cloak, he disappeared, seeming to melt into the darkness. The expression on his face at the end was a truly and finally satisfied smile.
聞いてます？バトラさん、私の推理。
見つけたぜ。
You dare not listen to Erika.
Okay, it was you.
It was
Okay.
me. It was me. It was definitely me.
Okay.
Everything should be back now.
You
It
go-
was like a second of explosion.
The golden land is too good.
Gone line too good. Wait, let me.
Can you go back to the?
Yeah. I am doing it. There we go.
There we go. Would you like to read that?
Yes.
If everything's fine.
Yes. Let me just check one thing and then I will read.
Okay, can I go get some water in the meantime?
Not at all. Of course you can.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, we'll wait for Opie. Nothing much happened. Just Butler saying to Erika that he saw the post, the where the golden line is, because Kinzo pointed it for him. That's it. Nothing much else happened. Down. Welcome back. Oh, no, she's not back. She's just big. There you go. Welcome back.
I got some water.
Good. Water is good.
Yes.
By the way.
どこに？
行くぜ。見せてもらおうじゃねえか。黄金鏡ってやつを。
We started to walk. The entrance to the Golden Land was right there.
我が非分が、そしてバトラーがか。愉快、この上なし。
Or absolute cinema.
Absolute cinema. I mean, it wasn't mean when this game came out, but so yes. When I think about it, it was also a head that no one saw coming. How interesting that the one who will succeed me as a head is also a person no one saw coming. I said that Butler would be the one to solve it since chapter 1, but okay.
I mean, he's the main guy.
He's the main character.
ベアトリーチェ、そなたのもとへ行くぞ。我が非分が選びし奇跡を手土産にな。
Butler of all people. That Butler. Honestly, I was kind of missing Kinzo's mad laugh.
Animated now.
I haven't heard it from a while, so.
我が生涯の最後の最後に我は真の奇跡を見たり。ベアトリーチェ。
Oh, of course. That also didn't happen for a
この
while.
賭けは私の勝利だ。
It's still not giving you the quadrillion part, though.
No. Maybe after this, they're gonna be a big. That's how we solve the epitaph. Oh, now he's laughing like a madman. Okay.
外食性以外には金に換金物としての利便性を見出すことはできませんね。
There's actually many convenient things, but okay.
これを現金化するには随分の手間をかけそうです。
That is true. At the end of the crude underground tunnel, in a VIP room which was so beautiful that it seemed out of place, there was a pile of gold so large that there could be no doubting its 20 billion yen worth. Eric was calm, but I couldn't suppress his excitement. As for which of the two was the correct reaction to show after seeing a mountain of gold, only those who saw the scene with their own eyes could say for sure. In this day and age, it's said that an average salaryman earns about 200 million yen in wages over his life. And this 20 billion yen worth of gold, with even 100 of its gold mountain, a single human could live their entire life without working. What is labor? Isn't it the very point of a human's life, since a person who doesn't work cannot eat? If so, the 200 million yen is enough to make a single person's life complete. And this is 20 billion yen. This would account for the labors of 100 humans. No, a single human life 100 times over. Of course, if you still wanted to work, you could. Any money you gain as a result could be all used to play with. After all, you would already have enough money to live for your entire life. No, for eternity. No, wait. I mustn't keep it all to myself. I can split it up among 100 people. I could create a world where a full 100 humans wouldn't have to work for their whole lives. Just what kind of world would that be? Yeah, there's no doubt at all.
ここが黄金鏡なんだ。
ベルンバトラは見事に黄金を見つけましたとさ。めでたしめでた。肝となる部分は少し伏せさせてもらったけど、そのくらいの意地悪はしてもいいわよね。
ああ、そこは好きにしな。非分の謎がどういう謎々でどういう答えだったのかという、大事なのはその結果を。
Nicole was discovered in the third game as well by Auntie Eva. Auntie Rosa had also witnessed it. However, the two of them hadn't spoken of the gold discovered to anyone. In other words, there was a chance that the gold discovery was a catbox truth kept between the two of them. Which meant that it was possible that the gold didn't exist and was just an illusion.
俺がとうとう見つけちまったわけだ。猫箱が開かれちまった。
副将ごっこは時間の無駄だから、先にサービスしてあげる。この黄金の山は本物よ。ここに積まれたインゴットは全て本物の純金。レプリカとか偽物とかそんな騙しは一切。
よし、わかった。この黄金は認めるぜ。だが認められないものがまだある。
そうよね。会っちゃったものね。金蔵に。
金蔵は幻想のはずなのに、あなたさっき出会っちゃったわ。やっぱりこれは魔法なんじゃないのか。
ほざけ。俺は一言もじい様と言葉を交わしちゃい、じい様と言葉を交わしたような気持ちになっただけだ。いい加減にしろ。同じ手はもう通用し。
ならほらどうぞ、青き真実。
おそらく俺は非分の謎を解き興奮状態にあっ、それで何かをじい様と見間違えた。例えばそれは暗がりの木立に引っかかった何かのシートかカバーで、それが漆黒のマントを羽織ったじい様に見え、その結果俺はじい様と何かのやり取りをしたように誤解したん。
青き真実、有効ね。まあ私も全く同じことを。
それで通ったのか。
I don't think it worked.
赤き真実で反論は
ないわ、今のところはね。
There we go.
Okay. She seemed confident though, so it's not gonna work. Temi, who had let out a strange yell in front of the gold mountains, was finally starting to regain its cool. Now that we found it, there was no covering it up. I faintly thought about keeping this discovery a secret. However, Erika wanted to prove that her own reasoning was correct by announcing this fact to everyone.
Of course.
She really is an intellectual rapist, just as she says. The puzzle-solving game is what's important to her. and she doesn't intend to take any responsibility for what happened after the riddle is solved. A riddle is sort of like a lock. Locks exist to be locked. Whenever a lock is locked, there is a meaning behind locking it. How many times there's lock? Therefore, there should also always be a meaning behind breaking one open and exposing what it protects. However, this girl has made the exposure itself her final goal, and she doesn't plan on taking responsibility for anything that happens later. Maybe the true storm to eat Rokkenjima isn't the typhoon, but her. She won't keep the discovery secret. She definitely announced it to brag about her success. And then, she called a real storm down upon this island. I won't be able to keep this covered up. Then in that case, there's nothing to do except announce this fact fairly. I can't imagine what will happen after that. As she grinned, Erika muttered to herself. She must have been predicting the uproar the relative would soon bring about. To her, imagining that was much sweeter than 20 billion yen in gold.
ただ碑文がそこに存在するだけで、フルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。
You already said that, but okay.
いかがでしょうか、皆様方。
I love this spread so much. Oh my god. I hate Erika. Have I already said that?
No, I do agree with that, with those feelings, honestly. She's very annoying is the correct word, I think. It's not even hate, it's just she's not even like it's not even hate, it's just you're very annoying. Sudden sound of someone banging fiercely on the door brought Natsui to her senses. She had probably nodded off in the study while planning now how they would overcome the next day. But what could it be at a time like this? More importantly, the knock itself was strange. If someone had wanted to contact her, they could have just used the internal phone line. She had told them that she would be here. You realized that something strange was going on. Natsui shook her head one more time, completely throwing off her drowsiness. Oh. It was Eva's voice. What is this? I thought I told them to lock the door and windows on the mansion tightly after everyone left for the guest house. So why is Eva here? Natsui ran up to the door, responded with a small knock, and spoke through the door in a quiet voice.
夏日姉さん、なんでこんな時間にあんたがお父様の静かになさいと申し上げています。当主様が何よりも沈黙と静寂を好まれることをお忘れですか。今はそんなこと言ってる場合じゃないの。ご託はいいからとっととここを開けな。お父様を出して。当主様は先ほどお休みになられたばかり。何のご用か存じませんが、明日私が伺います。あんたなんかに用はないわよ。いいからさっさとここを開けなさい。
Sometimes all one's schemes and assumptions can fall apart due to the most direct, simple, and emotional of strategies. This is bad. If I open the door, Eva will probably throw herself forwards and rush into the study. Now, I can't even open this door. At that moment, the phone suddenly rang. It's alright. Both of the keys to the study are here. No one can open this door. Natsui inched away from the door and grabbed the receiver.
もしもし、夏日です。
私だ。まずいことになった。急いで客間に降りてきてほしい。
It was from Kraus. His tone was strained. What in the world happened?
バトラー君とあのエリカという客人が。
Ah, okay.
魔女の碑文を解いて黄金を発見した。
Oh well, it's the worst news for Kraus.
それは。
ルドルフたちが押しかけてきている。これからバトラー君が全員立ち会いのもとに黄金の場所に案内すると言っている。
書斎の扉の前でエヴァさんが開けろと騒いで今開けたら書斎の中に押し入ってくるかもしれません。
わかった。私もそこに行く。エヴァには構うな。何もせずにそこにいるんだ。扉の前からエヴァを追い払ったら合図するからすぐに出てきたまえ。いいな。
You still covering that
Make
even if
yourself useful.
Yeah, still covering the situation, even if, I mean, at this point.
Yeah.
Right after that, Cross came up to the staircase, accompanied by Genji. A heated debate started between him and Eva. Open up. No, calm down. In the middle of that, there was a small knock as a signal. Cross skillfully pushed Eva away from the door and distracted her. During that gap, Natsuki slipped out of the study and quickly shut up the door. Eva noticed this and her face twisted in disappointment. But the heavy sound of the auto lock had already rung out and the door had been sealed.
碑文の黄金が見つかったのよ。お父様にご報告するのが筋でしょ。それとも何？お父様にはそれを伝えられない都合でもある。
親父殿からは床についたら何があっても起こすなと厳命されていてね。それを守るのは当主代行の務めだよ。そうだろう、源氏さん。
はい、親方様のお休みは何があろうとも乱すことは許されない。
Sure.
それも時と場合によるでしょうが。だって碑文が解けたのよ。お父様には真っ先に知る権利があるわ。もちろん明日当主様には全てを。それが当主代行である私たちの役目です。そんなの知らないわよ。いいからこの扉を開けなさいよ。お父様に会わせなさい。お父様、お父様、聞こえていますか？エヴァです。ここを開けてください。話してよ。痛い。
私たちが話を聞くと言っている。やかましく扉を叩くな。
話してよ。話しなさいよ。
クラウス様、エヴァ様、親方様がお休み中と申し上げており、これ以上はお控えください。
When Genji spoke firmly, the two finally ceased their scuffle. He said that Genji, the one who had spoken for Kinzo, since they were very young, still possessed an air of dignity strong enough to handle both Kraus and Eva. Eva put her argument aside for the time being. She could worry about that after seeing the goal with her own eyes. After all, not even she had yet seen it for herself. Natsuki and the others had managed to deal with this crisis somehow. However, the demon's move, which would sneer upon their effort, was already in motion.
バトラが碑文の謎を解いたという。
エリカなる娘にだいぶ助けられたとはいえ、たどり着いたのはバトラーだった。エリカは黄金鏡の権利を放棄する。よってバトラが黄金鏡にたどり着きし者だ。
運命とは実に面白いものです。バトラ様がたどり着くとは。
どうするのです、ベアト。碑文の謎を解く者が現れたなら儀式は取りやめる約束ですよ。
そういう取り決めであったな。
そういう取り決めだ。
バトラ様はどうやら黄金鏡の主となられる我らの主となる者は。
それもまた運命。ゴールドスミス教とのご縁で人間の世界に権限して数十年。とても楽しい時間だ。
やだリーア、ババ臭い。でどうするわけ？リーチェとゴールドスミスのルールならバトラが碑文を解き主となることを選ばない以上、私たちはこれでお役御免じゃないの？
そうである。私に未練は何もない。いつでも呼吸とすへ蹴落とされる覚悟はできておる。
待て、そうはいかぬ。そなたの心残りはないかもしれぬが、バトラが碑文を解いたからお役御免ではあまりに義理を。魔女は契約違反を許さぬが、不義理もまた許されぬ。
でしょうな。親族会議を終えるまではきっちりとお使いするべきでしょう。
となるとゴールドスミス教ももうしばらくはお役。無事に親族会議を乗り越え、せめて夏日様にお別れの挨拶と。もしできるならこれまでの努力をねぎらわれるべきかと。
あれもよく具足を支えてきたものよ。
Literally.
貴様など片刃をもがれた打天使ではないか。揃わぬ翼なら置き土産に捨てていけ。
それもよかろう。夏日ならば 我が翼を背負うにふさわしいかな。しかしここからが正念場となる。褒美は用意した。無事にこの試練を乗り越えてみような。
The mountain of gold left everyone speechless. Regardless of how strongly they had believed in its existence, no one could look at this much real gold and not be shocked.
こんな場所があるなんて。
信じられん、親父め。
Everyone was stunned by the gold. First one to break their silence and jump around in ecstasy was Hideyoshi. Letting out an excited laugh, he clung to the wall of the gold and felt the cold, hard touch of it all over his cheek.
こりゃすごいで、ほんまもんやで。
親父め、こんな黄金をこんなふざけたところに溜め込みやがって。
これだけあればもう何も怖くない。どんな試練だって乗り越えられる。ローザー姉さん、姉さん、これで私たちは幸せになれるよね。
You don't deserve happiness, Rosa. Eva and Rosa started walking towards each other at the same time and hugged each other as they broke down crying. Ecstasy and shock wandered inside. After stepping forward in front of the pile of gold that caused them these mixed emotions, Erika spoke as though she were an announcer in some show.
この黄金は幸せの結晶です。おめでとうございます。この発見が皆さんの人生をより豊かなものにすることを心よりお祈りいたしており
I
ます。
don't believe that for a second, but okay.
脱帽だわ。この島に来て丸一日さえ過ごしてないあなたが
一日で解けないなら何日をかけようとも解けません。灰色の脳細胞はひらめきを与えるのに瞬きする以上の時間を必要としませんので、そして私一人ではこの謎を解くことはできません。
Okay, at least she realized that it wasn't only Everworth.
どうか称えてあげてください、皆さん。
But it's just to make herself look better. It's not like she wants to actually compliment Butler. It's just that oh, please everyone, make sure you compliment Butler as well because he has done.
I mean, for what Kinzo said though, is that Butler did the final, reached the final solution though.
Yeah, no, but okay, Butler actually solved it.
No.
But the way
Yes.
Erika said
The
that
way
is
she
just
says
to
it
make
is
herself
just
look good.
for being to result better, of course. Yeah.
私はこの発見を放棄します。推理が正しかったことが証明されただけでもう満足していますので、黄金発見の功績のすべてをバトラさんに譲りたいと思います。私はここにおりますが、イボはいないものとして、バトラさんはいとこの皆さんに気づかれぬように、大人の皆さんだけを呼び、それが意味するところはただ一つ。皆さんに本当の親族会議を開いていただきたい。
エリカ、勝手に仕切るんじゃね
これは失礼しました。それでは議事の進行役を譲ります。では誰に？
Shrugging, Erika looked around at everyone. After a short period of silence, Eva made the first move.
昼間の取り決め全員忘れてないでしょ。
ああ、4人で25億ずつを山分けだ。
It's not yours though.
そして次期当主にはさらに100億。
お待ちなさい。黄金の発見が次期当主を決めるなどと誰が決めたのですか？
おっと、そうはいかんで、夏日さん。これまでずっとそれを前提に話を進めてきたはずやで。今さらそれは白々しいとちゃうんか？
そうだわ。使用人の誰かが碑文を解いてしまって次期当主を名乗るかもしれないって怯えてたのは夏日姉さんじゃない。
どこにもそうだという明記はないがね。
卑劣感。私たち全員はそういう認識だったでしょうが。
そうだぜ兄貴、今さら手のひらを返そうってのか。
明文化されてなくてもそれは間違いなく私たちの共通認識だった。話にもならないとおっしゃるのはどうなのかしら。
当主様の碑文を勝手に解釈されるのは困ります。黄金を見つけたらそのものが次期当主になると。当主様の碑文は当主様が決めたもの、皆さんに決めつける権利などありません。
So fast.
Yeah.
これが落ち着けるというのですか。確かに碑文を解いた功績は素晴らしいと思います。バトラ君にも何かの見返りがあっても良いとは思います。しかしそれが半分というのは明らかに逸脱していますし、それ以上に発見者だから次期当主という論法はなおまかり通りません。
卑怯だわ夏日姉さん。今日の昼間にしてた話と全然違う。
同感だぜ。明文化されてなくても碑文を解いたやつが次期当主になるってのは俺たちの不分率で最前提だったはずだ。
Is this the point where they start killing each other?
それをこの土壇場でごちゃごちゃ言い出すのはフェアじゃねえぜ。ああ、フェアじゃねえ。
とにかくこの黄金はお父様の黄金です。
It's kinda dead though.
お父様の許可なく勝手に分配を決めていいものではありません。
そらない。そら卑怯やで夏日さん。
Also, the epitaph's been written by Kinzo, so even if he was alive.
わしらその話を延々と昼間にしたんやで。昼間の話を全部チャラや言うんか。そら
多数決で決めればいいのよ。黄金を発見したバトラ君が次期当主。私も夫も異議はないわ。ルドルフたちは、ローザは。
異議なんかねえぜ。バトラよくやった。
私も異議はないわ。バトラ君は碑文に選ばれた正当な跡継ぎ。不満ならお父様に直接聞けばいいんだわ。
そうね、夏日姉さんの言った通り碑文の謎を出題したのは夫、そしてこの黄金の本来の持ち主もお父様だ。
You played yourself.
だったらお父様に話を聞くべきじゃないのかしら。
I mean, at this point, if I was Battle, I would also say that I would have seen Kinzo while solving the thing.
バトラ君という発見者はどう扱われるのか、それについて決めていいのはお父様だけのはずだわ。
About that.
それは
だから落ち着けと言っ
ローザとキリエさんの言う通りだわ。お父様に聞きましょうよ。お父
Yeah, about
さ
that.
んもはやね、兄さんたちの出番じゃ。
せやせや。
I would like to pinpoint that Battle didn't say a single thing in all of this.
Yeah.
お父さんは連れてこんかい。あんたらじゃ話にならへん。ほんまの親族会議を始めようやないか。眠いから明日にしろっちゅう問題に見えまっか。これ舐めとったらえらい問題になりますぜ。おう、聞いとるんかい。お前らじゃ話にならん。たったとお父さん連れてこんかい。
親族会議っていつもこういうのなんですか？
Yes.
俺が知るか。
腹の中ではいつもこうなのでしょうね。どうもこの場は金蔵さんじゃないと収められなくなるみたい。子供の喧嘩に余命あとわずかと宣告されてる今になってもまだ呼び出されるなんてどういう気持ちかしらね。それを想像、いいえ推理するのもおつなものです。
The parent ignored Butler and Erika and kept yelling at each other on and on. Even though Butler had more or less imagined that this sort of thing happened behind the scenes, this was the first time he had seen it. I suspected it since 6 years ago, and had been able to get a pretty good idea of what this was like by the darkening expression of his parents' faces when this time of the year drew near. However, this argument his relative were having before his very eyes was much more ugly than he had imagined. He was very glad that he called the adults out here without letting the cousin catch wind of anything. Perhaps because everyone was tired out from this seemingly endless argument, they took a short break. It was decided this family conference inside the Golden Land should be moved over to the mansion. This place may have been gorgeous, like a VIP room, but there was no ventilation, it was a little cold. It wasn't well suited for their long conversation. They thought of the possibility that someone might carry the gold away while their backs were turned, but it wasn't if anyone could manage much with just human hands in a small amount of time when they had 10 tons of gold. Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, even if you could do it, what can you steal? 2 ingots? I mean...
Rasa tried and could only steal 1.
Yeah, I mean, if you have time, you could steal 2, and even if you steal 2, with this quantity, you probably wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
In fact, it even seemed as though having this mountain of gold in the background was robbing them of the ability to make sound decisions. So they agreed to return to the mansion, in part so that they could regain their composure and continue the conference more ruthlessly. I thought there was continuation on that phrase, but apparently no.
Ah.
それでは私は今夜はこれです。これ以上はご邪魔でしょうから。
お、悪いな、気を使わせちまったか。
あなたへのお礼は明日改めてさせて恥ずかしいところを見せてごめんなさい。
あなたは辞退すると言ったけど、私たちはあなたへの感謝の気持ちを込めて第一発見者の一人に付すね、兄さん。
うん、君ほどの人だ。我々の事情は察してくれると。
That the billion in gold wasn't something they wanted out in the open. They didn't want an outsider like Erika telling people about it. Of course Erika already deduced that much. She wore an unpleasant smile on her face, as though she understood all too well.
もちろん妨害する気もありません。したところで証拠を示せる限り今夜は良いものを見せてもらいました。眼福でしたので私はこれでもう十分です。
そうね、10トンの黄金なんてなかなか見られるものじゃ。
Can't you see the
That
gold?
sprite is new, I think.
Hmm?
Eva sprite.
The fan? Yes. No, I think one time she did that. Just for 1 second.
Wow. That's an amazing sprite.
Yeah. Get to see the gold was the feast for the eyes? Of course not. From America's dark nature, it was easy to guess what she was so happy about seeing. I thought about telling her to get the hell out of here already, but I wanted out myself. I tried to head back to the guest house along with Erika. However, Kia-san grabbed my shoulder.
バトラ君はダメよ。あなたも一緒に来てちょうだい。
せやせや、君は今や立派な次期当主なんや。お父さんにお目通りして早くそれを認めて。
I would date this with all my might.
それを決めていいのは当主様だけです。勝手なことを決めないように。
Yeah, sure, Natsuhi.
バトラ、面倒だろうが、もうしばらく付き合ってもらうぜ。お前は何も言うな。黙ってうつむいてりゃいい。分かったね。
No. If I have to be there, I would want to participate. If I have to be there, I cannot just stay there, and not say anything. It would have been easy to say that I had no interest in being sequestered to the ad, but I was sure that would only add more oil to the fire. Even if I hadn't been ordered to keep quiet, I was certain that staying shut up like a clam was the wisest thing to do. In that case, it would really be so bad if they just let me go back to the guest house. Dad put his arm firmly around my shoulder, and I told him to quit crowding me. But it didn't make any difference. I mean, the moment you're there, I do want to say my thing. I would do want to say my thing.
お前のお望み通りに。お前がゲームマスターの時にはいつも手紙が来るもんな。碑文を解いてみろ。解けなきゃ皆殺しだ。
Why did she want to make us solve the riddle of the epitaph? Solved when we found a mountain of gold. EP for us. And what about Beto? Does she gain anything by having us find the gold? Does she lose something?
チェスパン思考にのっとる限り、人は自らが損になる一手は打たぬ。だからお前は、俺たちが碑文を解くことで何か得をするはずな。
いいえ、碑文を誰かが解くことで、この子が何かを得ることはありません。
The epitaph is not here though.
いいのか、こいつに断らずに、勝手に赤きし。
この子もそれを望むでしょうか。
Virgilia will suddenly appear there, give me an immediate answer to my question with the red
俺は過
truth.
去に、ベアトが碑文を俺たちに解かせようとするのは、黄金の隠し場所を見つけさせて、横取りするためだと推理したことがある。それも違うのか？
はい。第一、もともと黄金鏡の黄金はこの子のもの。見つけさせる必要も、横取りする必要も何もありません。
Of course, Beto is Beatrice, the Golden. She's the master of the Golden Land and the Shinomiya family alchemist. That makes total sense. However, if that's true, that makes me even more confused. Even if someone exposes the answer to the epitaph's riddle, Beto gains nothing. No, to the contrary, she might get her own gold stolen away.
なら、ますますにわからない。碑文殺人はわかる。後ろ宮家に対する復讐とか、あるいは魔女としての力を復活させるためのこいつなりの理由や目的があってやってるんだろうからな。だが、碑文の謎を解けというのにはどんな意味がある？俺たちが解いても解かなくても、こいつに得るものは何もない。つまり、ベアトにとって碑文の謎が解ける解けないという問題は無価値なものなんだ。
そうですね。碑文の謎が解けても解けなくても、この子にとって得るものは、
解けても解けなくても、それはつまり碑文の謎自体がベアトにとって無価値だということになるんじゃないの？
そうですね。碑文の謎はこの子にとって何の意味ならば、それを無価値であると極論しても言い返せないかもしれませんね。
Beato, why are you making us solve the riddle of the epitaph? If we liken the witch you are... Huh? If we
liken the witch you are to a
pair of scales, the epitaph murder lies on one plate, and the riddle of the epitaph lies on the other plate, because she's saying that she'll stop the epitaph murders if the epitaph is solved. In other words, the epitaph murders and the epitaph riddle are worth the same to Beato. Like two sides on a balanced scale. That means that the epitaph's riddle and massacring the entire family have equal significance from Beato's point of view. But Richard responded with the red text. Regardless of whether the epitaph is solved or not, Beato has nothing to gain. If she had nothing to gain, then this epitaph riddle is meaningless and immaterial to Beato. In that case, how much are the epitaph murder, which lie on the other side of the scales and are equal to the epitaph riddle in value, worth to her? Nothing, probably. We know that she doesn't really value human life in the sense, so it's nothing for her as well. And that's why the two plates are balanced. Nothing and nothing on both sides. Think, don't stop thinking. You have a murder and solve the riddle of the epitaph of equal worth. Along with the epitaph murders, which are Beato's goal each time, and this single way that they can be stopped, a way that she decided on herself, both are worth the same thing to her. X equals Y. And whether the epitaph's riddle is solved or not, Beato gains nothing. Y equals 0. So in this case, what is X? 0? You said it yourself.
おいおい、それじゃ碑文殺人もまた無意味無価値ってこと。こいつはご丁寧に予告状を出し、碑文に沿うように順番にバレないように次々殺していくというめちゃくちゃ面倒な手間を払ってまで毎度あのおかしな連続殺人を起こしてるんだぜ。その意味がなくなっちまうじゃねえか。
I flipped over the chessboard many times for Beto's moves. This was always the first place I stumbled. The significance of the epitaph murders. Why did she have to commit serial murders in a way that reproduced the witch's epitaph? If she wanted to kill the whole Shiromiya family for revenge, it would be much simpler, safer, and more reliable if she had just put poison to their dinner, or else went around killing people one by one in the middle of the night while they were sleeping. I told you, it's not her, it's Kinzo that make her did that, and we know that Kinzo like controls her. I mean, he probably did horrible things to Beto, so you know. Offie is strangely silent in all of this.
I am silently suffering, and oh god, you have no fucking idea.
My theory here is, I mean, Kinzo is kind of crazy, and I could see him doing crazy thing to Beto, and like, you know, closing her in a mansion and not letting her go outside and stuff like that, that we see that happen, and all the homunculus stuff, and all of that. Also, that could be worse. We know that he tied her up to the bed at a certain point, and probably wasn't the first time, so you know, all those beautiful things. The thing is, the epitaph is not Beato, it's Kinzo. And we know that Beato said no to Kinzo several times when he was trying to make her his wife? Girlfriend? Whatever you call it. Lover? Whatever you call it, okay? So, Kinzo did the epitaph probably for that reason. But Beato couldn't care less. Because it's not her thing. She's just forced to do that. She doesn't really care. That's my theory here. However, on the first evening, Beto sends us a letter that sounds like an advance notice, and then carry out what could be broadly described as 3-part serial murder. Killing 6 people on the first twilight, 2 on the second, and 5 on the fourth later. We aren't fools. Once the first murder occurred, we barricaded ourselves somewhere to starve off any further murders. Furthermore, we clearly suspect a culprit among us, and start analyzing each other's alibis. As the victim increases, the number of suspects decreases automatically. And Beto's chances of completing the serial murder drop closer and closer to 0. Everything about the epitaph murder is full of useless ornament and empty decoration. That only seems to make it harder for her to carry out the serial murder. That's because she's having fun in her own way, I think.
こいつは自分で自分の目的の難易度
On purpose.
そうなりますね。おかしな子ですね。
知ってるか？ミステリー小説ではこういう非分殺人のことを見立て殺人という。この見立て殺人が行われる理由を俺は3つに大別できると思ってる。
伺いましょう。
一つは非分に沿うことで証拠やアリバイをごまかし犯人に利するためだ。死んだふりをして自らを犠牲者に混ぜる古典もこれだし、非分に沿わずに殺人を犯し、その発生順序を誤解させることによってアリバイを作るのもこれだ。
なるほど。非分に沿って儀式的に殺していると見せかけて、実は自分に利するように誘導しているわけですね。面白いと思います。
だが俺たちのゲームでは死者が赤でとどめを刺されちまう。ゲーム版の世界ではごまかせても、ここから俯瞰する俺たちはごまかせない。だからこの最も王道となる目的は違うってことになる。
となると、見立て殺人を行う。あと
一つは偶然、意図せずして行った連続殺人が たまたま碑文をなぞる形になり、目撃者たちが勝手に見立て殺人だと誤解する。人間はどのような事象にも因果性を求めてしまう。きっとそうに違いないと思ったら、そう見えてしまう生き物。
なるほど、それも面白いですね。ですがどうでしょう。この子のゲームでは第一の晩の殺人以前に常に事件が予告されている。そして明白に非分殺人を遂行していることを示す手紙や状況証拠が次々に見つかるはずで。
ああ、そうだな。偶然なんかじゃない。ベアトは初めから非分殺人を見せつける目的で遂行している。俺たちが誤解してるんじゃない。これは明白な見立て殺人なんだ。だからこの理由でもない。
となると最後の一つは
見せつけること、つまり恐怖だ。非分に沿うということは殺人が連続するという明白な予告だ。生存者たちは続くに違いない殺人にずっと怯えさせ。
つまりこの子は死の恐怖を味わわせるために非分殺人を。
と思うと割と収まりがいい。グロい遺体損壊も悪趣味な装飾も全て
誰を怖がらせるためなのですか。
だからそれは俺たちを。
That doesn't make any sense though. During that one line Virgilia spoke so casually must have clouded over once again. Is it really enough to just use the vague word as? No, if it is like that, it's for someone specific. There are a lot of people in the Ushimiya family. There's the head and the one who holds the rank of his successor, grandfather and Uncle Kraus. Our parents who have pulled in the business worlds. On the other side you have the young cousins who usually visit at most once a year, and the unfortunate servants who just happen to be on duty. Even if the culprit hated all of us, they probably didn't have all of us hate all of us equally. In other words, they might have made it clear which of those among us they particularly wanted to take revenge against and terrify. I feel like in this to a kid eating dessert. Isn't the strawberry on top of a shortcake the part you should eat last? No one tells you that you shouldn't eat it first, but our mentality leads us into saving it for later.
じゃあ最も恨んでいる人物を最後まで残したがるってことになるよな。ああ、俺の好きな小説の好きなキャラが言ってたぜ。
People would want to leave the person they hated the most until the end.
そいつの親しいものから先に殺していって悲しみを味わわせてから最後に本人を殺す。一番恐ろしい殺し方なんだ。
おやおや、恐ろしい小説もあったものですね。クワバラクワバラ。
じゃあ最後まで生き残るやつが最もベアトに恨まれてるって。しかし毎回殺される人間も順序もめちゃくちゃじゃねえか。最終的には死ぬにせよ最後の晩まで毎回生き残るやつなんて。
Who is still alive until the last twilight every time?
Herself?
No. She doesn't really. She's not really in the Ushurumia family, isn't she?
Butler?
Would you like to try and remember if Butler was alive at the end of every single...
Chapter 1, yes.
Yes.
Chapter 2, I don't really remember, I have to be honest.
Chapter 2, he was alive because he was the last one to be killed by Rosa, and because she had all the and
in
thing.
Chapter 3, which is the one...
The tricky one, the trick one.
Yeah, but Chapter 3 counts because it wasn't Beato killing. It was Eva.
Okay, but that was all Beato's scheme. That was all Beato's scheme.
Yeah, but I don't think that
doesn't really
Beato can control the order on which Eva kills people. I mean,
Eva is still a pawn in her hands. Eva Beatrice is still Beatrice's pawn in the game.
okay.
It's just another piece.
Okay.
So in that sense, since she controlled the entirety of the chapter to fit her narrative, who is alive in the end?
Did Butler die in chapter 3? Didn't he die?
No, Butler was the last one alive in chapter 3, along with Beato, because everything else in reality got cancelled.
Yeah, and in chapter 4, I mean, everything got interrupted, so it's not really. But yeah, he was alive.
He was alive.
So it's him, and it's him, and it's seen that we don't know what the heck it is.
But do you also remember what she asked Butler during that test scene in chapter 4?
Yeah, she asked him about it, to confess his sin, basically. That, right? You're talking about that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't know what that is yet.
So if we are taking into consideration
it's something that she hates so much that he deleted him,
yeah.
but he deleted him. But we don't know what the heck that is, and
no, we don't know.
This dumb brick here doesn't even remember.
Yeah,
it's him. That's what I said. It's him from Santa Star.
Yes. Yeah.
It's definitely him. At a certain point, I thought about herself, because I mean, could it be she hates herself so much that he wants to kill everyone and herself? At the end, but no, it doesn't make sense. But why does he hate him? She hates him. What did he do? Is there any way that we can real question? Is there any way up to this point to understand what he did?
The game actually told us, but there's an extreme logical leap to make right now, because you don't. Basically, you need one information that the game, of course, is not telling you outright. Okay, the game told you what his sin is in some shape or form.
Okay, I have a guess. Okay, that is not a solution, but I have a part of the solution. Let's say. Okay.
Okay.
I think Butler already met Beato somehow in the past. Probably when he was a kid. And that's why he doesn't remember.
Okay.
He must have said something or did something that that was something. It could be good or it could be bad. It doesn't really matter. But he forgot, and that's the point. And that's his sin. Forgetting what he said to her.
Okay, I will refrain from saying anything.
That's what I can. That's the only thing that I can think about now. The thing is, he could have said. He must have said something. Okay. It could be one of those things that you say when you're a kid. It could be anything. Okay.
Yeah.
And probably didn't even give too much importance to that. Too much thought about it. I mean, last time he was on the island, it was 6 years ago. He's 18 now, right? It was 12 last time. The time before this one. So it could have been even earlier. It could have been 10 or even less. When you're a kid, you see a lot of dumb stuff. So it could be that he said something, and she thought of it as important, but it was like a dumb kid. Dumber, and even if it sounds incredible, dumber than he is now. So So
Sanna voleva nice day.
he could have said something. Maybe it's something that she's thought that is important, and then he completely forgot about it. And I can understand it because it's kind of natural to say something when you're a kid and then forget it. But to her, it was something important. And then he forgot. And that's the crime he committed. Not the crime, the...
Sin.
Sin, thank you. By the way. There's only me.
先に赤で申し上げバトラ君は犯人ではありませんよ。バトラ君は誰も殺してはいこれは全てのゲームにおいて言える。
ならなおのこと俺ってことになる。こいつが非分殺人を起こす唯一の理由は俺に見せつけるためってことになる。
But why though? Oswald's making out that she chooses who to kill next by roulette. But I'm an exception, the only exception. Though she does kill me in the end, she always leaves me be until the very last moment. In all of these supposedly random games, there's only this one unchanging constant.
こいつは俺に復讐を
Hi Ado, welcome.
俺に恐怖を味わわせるために非分殺人を行っているというのか。
それは違います。恐怖を味わわせるのが目的ではあり、誰かに復讐するためのものでもあります。
ならやはり非分殺人には意味なんてないことになる。非分の謎も無意味、対となる非分殺人も無意味。 X イコール Y イコール0だが、その無意味をこいつは明白に俺に対して見せつけている。無意味なことと同価値の何を俺に求めているんだ。わからねえ。考えれば考えるほどにこいつが何を考えてるのか。
Beatrice, the fetal witch who committed a meaningless, worthless serial murder. Even the riddle of the epitaph, which is made into a condition to suspend the serial murders, is meaningless, immaterial. She's trusting this meaningless, immaterial thing in front of my face. What is that you want from me? Or else, what is that you want to give me? My idea that Beto must have been taking revenge on me has already been refuted in red by Virgilia. But X and Y, well, the epitaph murder and the epitaph's riddle mean nothing to Beto. X equals Y equals 0. However, since she's trusting that in front of me, it must have some meaning. Maybe it has meaning for you, dude, and not for her. And that's why it's doing that. She's doing that. She presents us a pair of scales, representing if you don't solve the epitaph, I'll carry out the epitaph murder. Neither the epitaph murder nor the epitaph riddle have any significance by themselves. However, it becomes meaningful when she puts both Al's on the scales and trusts it out before us, not before me. In other words, it should be like this. X equals 0, epsilon equals 0, y equals 0, x plus y more than 0. Bigger than 0? Okay. It's called a meaningless, weightless thing on both sides. However, it has weight itself and gives the rest meaning.
まるで子供のじゃんけんみたいだ。
Rock, paper, scissors is the most immediate method of randomly determining a winner and a loser. Usually bets some sort of privilege on the outcome, but kids often do rock, paper, scissors just to play, without betting anything in particular. Unless you bet something, nothing but a feeling of joy or disappointment will count from a win or a loss. In other words, the suit side of the scale, winning and losing, are both valueless. However, the very act of seeing which way it will tip is the reason kids play rock, paper, scissors. After all, the kids are enjoying the communication that surrounds the game, and they aren't purely interested about winning. Is it? Is it? And that's why it shows. She chose Butler.
What do you mean?
I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just something. It just is all of this just to pass time with Butler. I mean, it wouldn't really like he said, it's a game. It could be any game. It's anything. Rock paper scissors. It's a thing that kids do just for no reason. Okay, there's not really meaning into that. They play just for playing. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's because they are playing. That's the thing. That the point. It's because it's fun. Could it be that Beto wanted to play this game specifically with Butler, not because of the game, not because of the man, not because of that, because Butler is there?
I mean, it's the kind of deal that they tried to push onto Angel. Just stay here, play this game, and be with your brother.
Yeah, but if you think about it, it's kind of like Burn Castle and Lambda Delta. Like, Lambda is making Castle play the game just because she wants to stay with her, and she's obsessed with Castle. But that's another reason. That's another point. But that's the thing. She wants her there, with her. And that is it that the same reasoning, kind of reasoning?
I mean, it could be.
They aren't overly concerned about who wins and who loses.
それじゃベアトにとって非分殺人はまるでその過程そのものを楽しんでいる。以前の俺なら無意味な殺人を繰り返す非道な魔女だと決めつけ、だが今の俺には
ありがとう。だから赤をもう一つ。ベアトは快楽目的でさ。
She didn't do it for pleasure, and she didn't do it to make anyone feel fear. She has nothing to gain from the epitaph murders, and she doesn't care whether they succeed or fail. It's almost like a random game kids would play.
違う。意味があるんだ。こいつには。
意味とは
わからない。天秤の両端は無価値でも。こいつにとってこの天秤はしっかりと重みあるものなんだ。
Of course it is meaningless. Some meaning definitely exists. In the previous game, she urged me to remember my sin of 6 years ago. Was that meaningless too? No, that's the only meaning thing, because that's the only moment that she really enraged.
She broke down there.
Yeah. No, there's no way that's the case. Dude, you're dumb as a brick. I can't remember the serious look in her eyes at the bomb. Oh, okay, no, you're saying that you...
No, it doesn't... Yeah,
no,
it does hold the meaning.
Yeah, I read it wrong. Okay, that's it. But I didn't have a clue.
You don't have any love for butlers.
No, honestly, that is not this... Dude. This... most of the reasoning it does it much later than it would have been.
Yeah, I get it.
I can understand not seeing this, for example, because it's not very immediate, but at a certain point you see this. But some stuff is like, dude, you're dumb. Unfortunately, I didn't have a clue what she was talking about, and she was devastated. That's right. That time, I'm sure she even went so far as to say that the crime wouldn't have occurred if I hadn't come.
意味はこいつにとっては、そしてそれを俺に求めてる。
Oh, she acted. I laughed softly and poked Beto lightly on the head. Then patted her head.
ラブレターには次からは好きですと短く書くことを勧めるぜ。あまり回りくどくて難解だと意味が伝わらねえぞ。こいつが何を考えてるのか。だが俺は考えることをやめないぜ。まだまだチェス盤をひっくり返せ。お前の思考をたどる旅を。
Why are you crying now?
It's painful. I
This-
think this is a good way.
Yeah,
good
I
way
was
to
gonna
start.
ask that honestly because of the change of scene, and if we still don't know what the heck did you do, Butler? That's my actual question. What the heck did you do? Did you do something up quest? If you can ask, if you can answer, is it
I can
that?
try.
Is it that bad? Is it that bad? From 1 to 10, how bad it is, if you can say. 10 being the baddest thing that you could ever imagine.
It depends on on the eye of the beholder.
Oh, you're the beholder, so tell me your opinion.
It was bad.
How much?
It was.
Give me a number.
Oh God, I can't. I have both point of views.
Your point of
can't-
view. Okay, Beato's point of view then.
It was a 10.
God, okay, it's awful. Okay.
It was a 10.
Okay.
To me, from what I know, from how I read the entire scene, it was a 10.
Good God. Okay. For him, it mustn't be that big then.
To him, it's. I don't think I can even give a number.
It's so meaningless that it's
so meaningless.
low.
It's so trivial.
Okay. I see.
It's such a difference between what happened to them.
I think I understand. I think I understand what you mean. It's two point of view that are so different that you cannot really compare them. I can understand.
Yeah. It's very similar to what you said before. Maybe it's so trivial to one of them.
Yeah.
But the same thing is not.
I think it's something Butler did when he was a kid, and he was very young at least. And I think it mattered, honestly. But of course he doesn't remember. But her being immortal and all of that stuff, she remembered that.
She's a witch, of course she remembers.
Of course. Witches are like elephant, they never forget. I see. Okay, everyone. This is.
Have you saved it?
I did save. Yes.
Okay.
Look at this. I did save.
Sorry.
Yes. Yes, I did save.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you everyone for being here. I'll see you in a bit in a PixelBit. Have a good night. Next stream is in 2 days. There's gonna be more Pocopia.
Yay.
What about you?
Next stream is gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna be Silent 11. We're gonna start our third run.
More Yukishi.
More Yukishi. No purifying allowed.
No purifying allowed. Oh, okay. Don't. Honestly, nah. You know what? Do whatever you want. I don't wanna.
You told me to be careful not to purify the
No.
sword.
Because if you purify it, it's a bummer
It's
to.
different
You cannot come. You cannot go back. That's why I told you not to do that.
Oh.
That's why I told you.
I have a question.
You have a question?
No, wait. I can ask it later. Don't worry. Sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry.
It's anything related.
It's still Yukishi. You can ask it if you want.
No, it's gameplay related.
Okay. We ask me later. Okay, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in a bit in a PixelBit. Have a good night. Bye bye.